I mean, where's the crew? He has fingers. Tell him to touch and hit play. Let's get down to business. If you had kids, you'd know what that song is. I don't know about that one. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so we just continue to twerk?
Yeah. But what about 3?
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
No. I can introduce us in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, just to have it in case you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good? It's Interviews with Ebony Jewel. I am Ebony Jewel. I am with the ugly.
I cannot wait to be down with this scrub.
The most ugly stank. I'm like,
The stankiest.
wait, because they say a luxurious.
Luxurious?
No, a luxurious. They say the most beautiful. Say a luxurious.
That's not a word. I think you want it to be.
It sounds chunky. It sounds like chunky luxury. So let's just use it for you. No. Welcome to Interviews with Ebony Jewel. I am Ebony Jewel. I am sitting with my longest.
But youngest.
Wow.
Go ahead and finish that. Intro me.
No, I can't start with lies. I can't start with lies.
Yeah.
The Miss Beautiful, Keena Fuller. We are going to continue.
Heated conversation. Oh my gosh, we had to take a break.
We had to take a break. We had to regroup.
And a walk.
Yeah, did y'all like the cliffhanger? Okay, so my thing is I never get to a point. I think people that get to a point are dangerous to themselves. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
But yeah, so I don't know where we left off. But I know it was something.
Intense because I had a realization. So part of what we were talking about is like relationship dynamic and then like essentially how people choose to be and what they choose to be a part of their life and how people don't, or at least from my perspective, don't necessarily want to be in a position where they take ownership of their actions and responsibilities, choices and whatnot. And you were saying that like when people like go about life in that way, they're very dangerous to themselves. And the like, oh my God, like aha moment for me was I do that to myself. And I am aware at a certain level, I think a lot of people are, but I am aware at a certain level that I allow certain things to persist in my life because I can always find a because, a why, a what if, some type of justification that seems to alleviate my percentage of the responsibility, like my percentage of the contribution and involvement. And when you said what you said, the way you did, again, always cutting through, I realized like I do that to myself. And the way that you stated it, like people who do that are dangerous to themselves. Yes, because coming to that realization where it becomes crystal clear, it's this and that. Those are the facts. And since you have the information that you maybe feel you didn't have before, you have to make a decision, the same as you did before, the same as what, kept you in the situation or got you into the situation. And now that you are aware of your involvement, it's now my responsibility to do well with that information and choose what's best for me. But choosing choosing what's best for me is typically very painful, or there's a what if and a maybe, an open-ended, I don't know, a cliff, where will I land? What will it be? What if, and all that stuff that happens thereafter. So the clarifying moment was the way that you phrased the question. Yeah, it's dangerous and it's not everyone else's responsibility for me to be good always in all instances, relationships and dynamics. And even more so, the reality of expecting that only leads to constant disappointment. And I know that. So what will I do with that?
Yeah, seriously. What would you do with that? That's the thing. And also it's like, when the last time where you were like embarrassed because of that? when are we as human beings are going to see that judgment of people that we don't think are good people? Like, why do we care?
Well, yeah, why do we spend our time there?
Yeah, like,
I
why
mean,
do
people in general, I think there's societal pressure, there's societal norms, there's consistency and expectation. So there's a margin of understanding as far as why we do it. But I feel like it has a lot to do with worrying about what it's going to, like, what impact is it going to have?
Mhm.
What toll will it take?
Mhm,
If
mhm.
I, walk away from this business relationship that's always been this way, it's always looked this way, operated this way, felt this way, what is it even like to go it alone? Like, it's this uncharted path. And since it's a path I or that person maybe has never been down before, there's so much fear there. But the things that we're often or always concerned will occur almost never do.
Mhm.
And until you do the difficult thing, you
Mhm.
don't get the benefits of choosing yourself. But choosing yourself, I'm always talking about women and society and all those social pressures and perception and needing to be presented in a very specific way, be delicate, be feminine, be quiet, be respectful, be challenging, smart, but not too smart and all that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like, it's so strange to think that anyone believes themselves to have any control of how they're perceived.
Mm-hmm.
But because they don't know what's down that road or what will happen, which we never do in any regard, all we know is what we've always known, which is like comforts and consistency. But then the opposite of that, which only becomes a factor when it's like, oh, this has actually all come to a head. It's not good anymore. It hasn't been good for a while. Things starting to materialize. Like, you have information where you're just like, yeah, but,
Yeah.
or instead of that, I'm here because those
Yeah.
justifications.
Yeah. I'm so tired of humans.
It's like we're so complex, but like the problems are, very in
But
depth.
are we?
I think we make it more complicated.
Yeah,
than
not
it needs
complex.
to be.
But like it's like we're simple beings. We just try to it's like the agency at the commercial shoot that has no creativity, has no understanding of anything, but they're employed, so they feel like they have to say things to the director and the producer and the actors.
Yeah.
And the wardrobe people and the setting people.
Yeah.
Like they feel like they have to say something to feel
Play
like
the part.
and it's like, but like you're like your nothingness is ruining this something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're
taking away from it.
Yeah. So in real shit, not commercial shit, it's like, what are we doing with our own lives? You know what I mean? Like it's like I 1,000% get, the woman's position that they're being driven into and have to like portray. You know what I mean?
Portrayal is a good word.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like, but I'm also like, it's crazy because humans need woman to be fully woman to even almost succeed at anything. Like, I need you for me to succeed. You understand? You see what I mean? It's like, so if I want you to portray a part, then I'm not going to ever be able to truly succeed because you're playing a role and not being your full self.
I know you've been talking.
Or you're like your full superpowers. Like, I need your full superpowers for me to have any powers. You know what I mean? So I really hate that how we society how we have driven women to be so less than when we know that they're more than everything else. You know what I mean? Like,
you have a rare perspective. It's not common. By no means is it common. I mean, it's common in March during the month where we celebrate Women's History Month. It's common during different times of the year. October is a month where it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There's a lot of months and days out of the year where we acknowledge that women exist. And then when the trend passes, we throw them back into the pile of having less value or worth than they actually do. It's like you have to go away from how you've been programmed and the things that have been presented to you as being normal and acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go all the way over here where almost nobody else is and be comfortable there with yourself.
My mother,
know that you're doing what's
my
right.
mother asked me one time, she was like, are you alone? And I was like, yes. And then she was like, are you lonely? And I was like, no. Right? So I don't understand loneliness because the majority of people that I know that are lonely are with people.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So why not just go over there and isolate your brain, not your physical being, because obviously that's impossible unless you go in the fucking forest or whatever. But isolate your mental from that and be alone and thought, be alone and understanding like your being, your abilities, what you're supposed to, like not your worth, because that's like, you know, who gives a fuck, but it's like your reason, your whys.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I do that all the time. Like, I'm not a connected thought with anybody. You know what I mean? If you have a thought and I think it's cool, I think your thought is cool. I don't want your thought.
Yeah, like
You know
that's
what I
good.
mean?
That's good for you.
Yeah, like that's great. And I'm always like, check in with your thought because I like it. I'm a fan of your thought. So cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pursue, I'm not going to try to persuade myself or pursue being like that thought or engaging with that thought. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a collaboration of a bigger picture and it was missing pieces and I have the missing pieces. You know
So
what I mean?
how do you think or what do you feel is necessary for people to break that cycle of thinking?
To go to zero.
What does that mean?
To go to zero is like everything that you feel like you have to do, stop, and everything that you feel like is natural to you, start doing.
Yeah. Or things also to add to that, as a mother myself, there have been times throughout my life feeling like, or even having a partner in my life where like, oh, I shouldn't, like there's a term, mom guilt, or just, you know, a woman having to be smaller or less than. And that is definitely influenced by what happens outside of me, but also it's reinforced by my participation in that cycle of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing is like, you know, knowing that this path is far better because this path is for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's good for me. And if I'm not
and
good,
who else?
everything and everybody else.
Thank you.
If I'm not good, everything else suffers. But the reverse is what is conditioned.
Yeah.
Everybody else needs to be good first. And then if there's time left, then I can, I don't know, treat myself to whatever. But it's backward thinking, but that's what's so consistent.
I'll give you an example of what I did one time. Well, several times, but this last time, my last accident. What's up, man? You want to come up? Come on. Oh, you want? I don't have the toy. You didn't get it. Like, I don't have the toy. You have to get it. You have to get it and bring it, and I'll throw it. I wish I could see how he's looking at me. It's very serious. Go get it. Go get it. And so like my accident, right? So like I had a tribe around me that assisted in my recovery just by being there, words and, you know, love and also this like weirdness of Ebony's weird, he's gonna be okay. So you know what I mean? Like that helps. So my give back, right, was me getting better. My thank you was me being able.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, what I'm trying to make the correlate, but it's like, majority of people will buy you flowers or a thank you card.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that.
Same.
I'm going to show you what your assistance did.
Yeah.
And so that can be your reward. I'm now your trophy. My abilities are now your trophy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Thank you for the love. Thank you for that hug. Thank you for that lay down and watch TV with me. Thank you for cracking a joke when you knew I was in pain. You know what I mean? Thank you for checking me when I was going insane. Oh, that rhyme. That's a bar. Album coming out soon. You know what I mean? She ain't gonna be featured. She ain't got vocals. But you know, it's just like that's how I reward myself and everybody around me is by being great. So if you're being great in my atmosphere, I'm, you know, like that's beautiful and it's needed.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I be begging all y'all to be greater so I can be greater. Like it's like a selfish thing. It's
Okay.
like,
so you say greater, and I can see how a comment like that would feel frustrating. But it's because it's the word.
mm-hmm.
And words, though they have, you know, definitive definitions, can be received and perceived differently by different people.
Yeah.
So when you say be greater, it's like, you know, when you see a friend that is like unbelievably talented, like just stupid genius, like as an artist, for example, and they're not using that. And then you see them trying to be everything but what they are and doing everything but what you know they're here to do and what they can do with their gifts and talents. That's what you mean by greatness. It's not your expectation. It's what you know they have in them.
Yeah, I have to stop expecting anything from all of y'all for real. Like even one of my closest friends, you know, I had to apologize because I was being like a soccer mom, stage mom type ordeal, you know what I mean? And I had to apologize because I was like, yo, I put myself in that position because I witnessed your greatness.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, that's not my position unless you put me there. You know what I mean? And you never put me there. So, you know, let me apologize for that because that comes with pressure. And now a lot of now society ruined greatness because what society did was it said, if you're great at something, show everybody so we can judge you and tear you down. Right. So now everybody is like, oh, I have this greatness, but I don't want to be torn down. So I'm not going to showcase it or I'm not going to do it. So it's not that they're running from their greatness. They're running from this created monster that's trying to attack them after they accumulate all they can from their greatness.
Yeah. I've seen people get like shut down and completely just go away from what it is that they love doing because of the pressure of expectation. Also, greatness, like, you know, the term GOAT has been thrown around for, I'm gonna say like the most recent 10 years in all different realms. But the greatest of all time, as determined by what, as defined by what, as measured by who. And there's all these like moods and personalities that are interjected into that word, that acronym and its meaning. But in essence, if you aren't as great as like LeBron, but you are a phenomenal player, maybe greater than, I mean, who knows, but you don't have the houses and you don't have all this accolade and like this publicity and this fame, then that person may think that they're not great. And if they don't believe themselves to have the ability to be at that level of greatness, they just shrink and choose to do nothing with it.
Yeah.
So it can be paralyzing.
But that's self-inflicted. Okay, so I'm gonna use two different verb. I don't know, two different ways. So with the LeBron scale, right? That comes with a scale of I actually can measure greatness with that because it's a sport. It has numbers. It has statistics. So another element is somebody is not great just off of judgment, just off of what we like and what we don't like. And that's where that lies, and that's untrue. Okay. Well, with basketball, we can say who's the motherfucking GOAT just off of numbers alone, just off of math. You get what I'm saying?
People have different opinions about that.
But their opinions are wrong because it's a game.
Yeah.
If we're playing dominoes and I get to 150 and you have 50 and you're like, but I played better than you, I'm greater than you, but you lost. I have the points. You do not. because we're playing a game.
Yeah.
There's a winner and a loser. Now in music, there's no winner and loser.
But people think there is.
Exactly. And that's where they're wrong. That's what I'm saying. And that's where they're wrong, because it's all just about, it's all like Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest of all time, right? And she only has 2 albums.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They used to call Biggie the greatest of all time. He had 2 albums. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not a numbers game when it comes to that. It's about like their technique, how they did it,
It's like another person's interpretation.
Exactly. And so when it comes to greatness of anything of art forms, right? Greatness is just like somebody saying who's the greatest is just for you to understand who they are.
Yeah.
Like the person that's saying it, not the artist.
Okay.
Okay, so cool. So you'd be like, okay, Tupac is the greatest. Cool. Now I know a lot about you. You know what I'm saying? Drake is the greatest. Okay, now I know a lot about you.
And you've talked about that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how you do it with that. So anybody can say that they love something or something is the greatest, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually everybody's. You get what I'm saying?
Right. It doesn't speak for everybody.
No, not at all.
It's not just universal.
No.
There's not just one way to go about it.
No. What did I say? I said something about like, when you go on a date, you should ask people who's their idol or
yeah.
Like that what I said?
Yeah.
Like who's your idol?
And then I struggled with that a little bit because I was like, I don't idolize, like, who do you idolize? And I was like, I don't idolize any one person.
Yeah.
But then you referred to like, well, if we get into a conversation about an artist like Kendrick as opposed to someone else, my responsiveness to that.
Yeah, your reaction, your natural, like happiness, brightness.
Right. And then we also talked about, and this is interesting too, like bringing it back to like relationships, is the things that people are willing to excuse. Like this person did all of these bad things, but then they also did some of these good things. And it's easier to choose to be non-combative. So they opt for the good thing and they choose to ignore the bad things or the negative things or whatever, because those are also facts.
No, they're not choosing they are those things. They too are those things.
Yes, I'm agreeing in that I'm saying the individual. So like if you are not a good person in these ways, or there's something about your person that behaves in these ways and also unbelievably phenomenal in these ways. If I have some type of dynamic with you and I choose to turn a blind eye to this.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing.
That's what I'm saying. You're not turning a blind eye. You're to that person.
Because you're allowing it. You're accepting
You're to that person. That's not bad to you.
I don't think that.
It's not. It's literally not. You have never been with, like not you. A human has never been with somebody that how you say, I say hate, right? Mm-hmm. I hate things. So if you do that thing, I am no longer Bob.
Right. There's no gray area.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, what I'm saying is like those people that can like overlook this and that, they too are those things. It's not that bad to them. Yes, it's bad, but it's like not that bad.
It's selective reasoning. The person chooses to overlook something while accepting all of it, but excluding themselves from being a part of it.
But because, when something's not that bad, it's kind of like, I too have the ability to do that and I choose not to do it. Right? Like this is what kills me, about like, religious people. They're trying to do what the devil wouldn't do rather than just be themselves. And don't do what the devil would do. Like, I don't have to try not to do what the devil do because I would never do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't I don't need a bracelet that says, what would Jesus do? I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Right. And I know that it's not going to be anything devilish.
Right. And that is you're a free thinking person. You don't need
You get what I'm saying?
guidance or like that, I don't know, like a book that tells you how to be and who to be and what to say and not to say.
So it's I think also a lot of people are very much if you treat me well, all else is okay.
No, because there's horrible people.
No, not that. What I'm saying is like they go to a restaurant, they treat a waiter horribly, but they treat me okay. Like Joe Rogan was saying all those niggas, right? Nigga, right? Remember? And a lot of black comedians were like, or a lot of black celebrities were like, but he's nice to me.
Yeah, that's confusing to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like
you're not black. That doesn't impact you. Like,
no, because he's nice to me.
That's odd thing.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like somebody that's in a physical relationship, right? Yeah, he hits me, but he also treats me good. He also protects me. He also provides for me.
Yes, that's the overlooking. That's the excuses. That's
what I'm saying. The hitting and the abuse, it's not that bad to that person. It's horrible. They wished it didn't happen, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's willful participation.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, like, I'm just not like that.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's odd. It's not common.
I remember
rare is a word.
Several times me literally on my way to harm a man that has abused a woman. And I got begged not to because they didn't even want that person to get hurt. They didn't want that person to go to jail. They didn't want that person to
face any
consequences because it's not that bad. They treat me good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
people make concessions.
And I'm like, no.
It's all bad.
Everything is that bad. Everything is that bad. Even
it can't be some of a person. You are who you are.
Well, you know, like again, how you were saying earlier, people are taught to accept bullshit basically at face. You know what I mean? Like they're accepted. Like yo, like this is what this is. You know. In a lot of cases, being black, you know, a lot of black people were like, well, if I call the cops, what's going to really happen? If I do this, what's going to really happen? You know what I mean? Like nothing's really going to happen because there's no protection with it. So it's not just that it's not that bad because I don't want to victim blame, but also like there's no where to go for safety from this.
And
if I kill this motherfucker, I'm in trouble.
Oh, that's horrible. There's I understand you. I believe I understand your frame of thinking and how you're presenting it. And it takes me all the way back to the beginning of part 2 of this conversation in that if you would just go down this road and be good and pursue what is best for you, you would be always in the most favorable position to have the life you want, to encounter the people that you want to share your life with, to enjoy, to live and thrive and not just.
And even if you don't, you're not dealing with this.
Yes. And
it
is a choice.
You know what I mean? Like, and even if you don't get all the bells and whistles that come along with this, you're not dealing with this.
Oh, but the bells and whistles are you living your life. And like, but I understand how that for a lot of people is not enough.
Let me ask you this. And it's not enough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Where's the advertisement for that? That's all it needs.
Oh, nothing. Oh my gosh.
No,
make it trendy.
But that's all
Make
it needs.
Trendy.
That's all it needs is advertisement. You know what I mean? And what did I do? Right? I tried to use my life as an advertisement for all of y'all. I move. I do everything. I'm so self-personed. You know what I mean? Like I try to not lead by example. I try to be example so you can be like, oh, this nigga can do it? Oh, if he can do it, I damn sure can do it.
And that's precisely what's happened.
This nigga dyslexic. This nigga crazy. You know what I mean? Like he popping off. You know what I mean? He half titanium. He burnt up. Like if he can do it, I can, and that's how I try to do it versus like try to tell y'all all the time, like, do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at my life.
Show and tell is effective.
I try to be an advertisement.
But what I'm saying is once it is shown and that person chooses to do what's best for them,
It kills me.
they can tell you it's because they saw it. It can be only emulated. Like you can't pursue what you don't see. Especially when you're going again, you got the world again.
Well, you can when you close your eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you, since 8 years old, have been living this perspective.
You can when you think everybody else's eyes are closed. Don't close your eyes. But if everybody's eyes were closed, and ears were plugged, what would you do? I guarantee you it will be different than when everybody's eyes are open and ears are open. Like you would do different. I wouldn't. I would do the exact same.
I'm aware.
That's what I'm saying. So perform life like everybody is blind and deaf. Everybody Helen Keller. Perform life like that.
Yes. That means that a person would be choosing themselves, which is a rare thing to do. But it's always the right thing to do. It pays in dividends. However you present it, whatever analogy you provide to make it clear for people to understand what it is that you're trying to say, it all boils down to people choosing themselves.
Yes.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts is, I said what I told you earlier. I like threaded something. Oh, that's kind of cute. Threaded something. I threaded something either yesterday or something. I said what did I say? Fuck.
Something about choosing yourself?
Yeah, like something about like who would you be type ordeal. See how old I am?
Yeah. That was yesterday, so it's been a while.
we're going to the data.
Hold on, let me check the source.
There we go.
Okay.
What did I say? I said I be saying a lot. What did I say?
Right here,
wait. No, not that one. Wait, which one?
This one.
No, that one. Hey, can you read it for the people?
Stop trying to be different and just be you. I promise you, you will be different. Always so poetic. Never a simple thread with this one, but I get it.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Like
what you're seeking, you already have everything that you need
to be different.
Yeah, to be great.
And guess what? Wait, I got to tell the story. I know it's final thoughts, but I got to tell the story. I'm taking back the show. I'm taking back the show. I'm taking back the show. So, this happened early, and okay. So Alanis Morissette, right? She was doing not the unplugged one. She was doing the VH1 one.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. It was like acoustic and everything, like people like sit there, right? And it's right after, I think, like the Thank You album. Thank you. No, I thought it was just like it though. I was like, no, but but like she was doing that, right? And that's when she was like, look kind of like hobo chicy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bohemian.
Okay, yeah, Bohemian.
Yeah.
And so she's sitting on a stool and she has her acoustic and blah, right? And she's in between songs and she's talking to the audience about individuality. And she's like, it's important to be an individual and blah, 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 blah. It feels like this, it's great, it's that, the freedom and right? Okay. They pan to the audience sitting on the floor. Rugs and shit, you know what I mean?
There's like carbon copies of the same person.
Of her.
Doing the same thing.
Saying yes. Saying yes, individuality, yes. You're right, yes. And I'm like, what is going on? And that was early. That was like, I think I was like late teens or early 20s. You know what I mean? Like 2 days ago. And so it's like, but when that happened, I was like, oh, people are like GoBots. Like they really don't like, ooh,
they don't see it.
Like what is going on?
Yeah.
If there's a collection of you, how are you think that you're you?
How are you one of one?
You're literally the old Gillette commercials. The old Gillette commercials had the same face, dude.
Yeah, okay, but that's for a different generation. Because there's so many things that you could reference that would be like, I don't know what that is. I mean, you're going to send people Googling and we're trying to keep them here.
Go Google. If you are 24 or older, like myself. But no, like that's my whole thing. It's just like, be a part of you. You know what I mean? Be a part of you.
Part of you.
And not even yet. You know what I mean?
I'm saying like you gotta start.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying not even yet, because if we say the best part of you, that literally scares people because they're not there yet. You know how people already want to dunk? Yeah. I just saw this reel of this little, he tried to dunk, he just went flying. It was so cute because, in his mind, he looked at it all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So don't do that.
Yeah. You got to work for it.
Exactly. Because you're going to bust all your teeth out.
You have to work at it constantly. It's not a one and done. And that path is treacherous.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to land on it, but it's always good. And
it's always you.
You have in you and in your person, in all of your being, everything that is needed to deal with and overcome whatever is down that road, because you chose yourself. It's good for you. It's the best option. Greatness is something that's like a work in progress. It's never ending.
My final thought is this. There's nothing that feels better than when someone says, I love you, and they're actually talking about you because you are being who you are, versus a character that you have portrayed. And then they say that I love you, and they're really referring to the character and not you. And you know that. So now you have to be that all the time when you're around them.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling when somebody says, I love you to me. I'm always me. So I'm getting that love. And I'm like, it feels immaculate. Like it's the best feeling ever. I love that. That's my final thought.
All right.
Peace.